Okay, today we have an A1707 here that I don't have a suction cup to open, which is sad. Really sad. There should be a suction cup here, and that's sad that the suction cup is gone, because I don't want to get up. That's really sad. There's no suction cup here? That's sad. Oh, we'll use this other thing. It's easier to roll around in my chair than to get up and go get a suction cup. So I will use this and this, because who knows where a suction cup would be. Stuff like that disappears. You're never getting that stuff back. So I'm going to slide this pick in. And they sent it with no bottom case screws. Like that. These are traps, so be careful opening these because you can slice your hand open. These are always such a pain to open. There we go. And oh boy. Why? Why did you send a laptop that's been puked on with no gloves? Come on. This is a job that I need to send to Nell or someone. It's a puked on laptop. Is Sarah still here? I could send this laptop to her. This looks terrible. Is my stream even live? Is this, to people in chat, is this live or not? Because I kind of have a feeling it's not. It is live? Okay, so look at this. Alright, microscope. Where is microscope? Oh shoot, I don't have microscope. Now this is going to be a pain to set up the microscope. But yeah, this is sad. I bet this would work though, if with a little bit of flux. This could be shilling for my new flux that I have coming on Thursday. What do you mean you'll send that back unpackaged? That's not nice. That's not nice at all. How do I set this darn camera up? I hate when I forget to plug this thing in, because then OBS won't recognize it. Properties. There we go. Okay, so this MacBook appears to have been puked on. And yeah, fun. This looks very fun. This laptop appears to have been puked on. There's even corrosion near a CPU MOSFET. And that's sad because I don't have anyone to replace CPUs, which is a shame. No, this wasn't puked on. This is just like salt water or something. there's corrosion under the CPU near the FETs. This is sad. Now I have to take the board out of this. It's so sad. I need someone to replace CPUs here because I don't want to replace CPUs. CPUs are miserable to replace. If my new flux makes this work, that is excellent advertising. I should wear gloves. Yeah, I don't want to touch this thing. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's anything bad, but I'd rather not take a chance. Watch this board work when I reflow everything. At least soon I won't have to worry about running out of flux because there's going to be plenty of flux here. Hopefully people buy it, but if see, here's the thing, it's kind of a win-win because if people don't buy it, then I have more flux to use and I could use like a whole 30cc tube on one board. But if people do buy it, that means I make money. So either way. If that's the bottom of the board, imagine what is on the top side with all that waterproofing. Yeah, who knows. I don't see how the water gets on that side of the board. You know, it doesn't honestly make sense, does it? Maybe through the edge, but yeah, that doesn't make sense. Darn it, I need my T4. Alright, I'll get all the T5s. So Lewis amounts of flux on one job, yes. Any other T5s? This is an 820 something. Yes, we will use 3 pols of flux to fix this one board of the new flux. Why do they have to make laptops have like 20 different size screws? It makes no sense. Stick with one size screw. I have a nice new workstation in the other room. It's pretty cool. The bench goes up and down by itself. I like my new workstation. It kind of helps for the bigger stuff that I don't want to see. In the front office, I really don't have much room. So I don't really have much room here to take apart laptops, so that other room with the big bench really is helpful. Or if you have corrosion somewhere in the middle of that side, how would it even get there if sometimes the side facing the keyboard is completely clean? It does, yeah, I've noticed that too. Doesn't make any sense. Maybe through the edge? We'll see the other side. So maybe the other side will be clean. But I have a feeling this is a really nightmarish board. Have you been robbed? The microscope has vanished from the bench. You need glasses? Because the microscope is right here. I hate these new machines. They have just so many screws. You gotta know. Oh, that microscope is in the other room now on my new workstation. That workstation will eventually be mine. So at first, that's going to be the assistant's workstation. And then once the assistant gets good enough, I will move them here and I will take all my important stuff and go in there away from people. Okay, that's good. There's no corrosion there. You know what? Should I? No, we'll continue. I was going to say, should I check V-core resistance to PP bus? But either way, I will take it apart. And Sarah, I'm pretty actually surprised that those boards I sent did not get destroyed in customs or open. I was afraid they were going to open them and then see the Apple stamp on them or something. That's what I figured would happen, but okay, so the new machines also the screws they use are almost like pot metal and they strip very easy. So it's really helpful to have these Hakko CHP 170 wire cutters here, because what you can do is turn the screw. So this is with my T4, what I just did. This happens all the time. If you strip screws on these, yeah, you're going to strip screws on these because the screws are just so soft. What you do is get it started with the wire cutters if I can. Come on. Yeah, never mind. There we go. You have to kind of grip it and turn it, and once it's free, so once you get it free a little bit, then you could kind of get your screwdriver in here and turn it. But yeah, you can see how soft the metal is on these screws. They're just terrible. Apple's quality in manufacturing has just went down the drain completely. Not to say they ever had particularly quality engineering, but yeah, it's gotten worse. I kind of just want to take this board out just so I can use like this whole 10cc tube of this new flux. So that's kind of the only reason why I want to take the board out, because I already know it's going to be dead because the CPU has corrosion under it. Yeah, I don't know what it is with countries' postal services. They all seem to be terrible. No matter where you go, what country, it's like they're all terrible. UPS loses stuff, but FedEx Express, I don't think I've ever had one lost. Um, so someone tried to scam me before and say FedEx damaged it, but it was clear what they did. They dropped the laptop, they broke it, and then they tried to smash the box to make it look like it was damaged, but yeah, that didn't work. I'm a moron. I left the battery plugged in this whole time. Oh well. That's okay. Battery was probably dead anyway. With that much liquid in it, no way. Don't be like me. Don't leave batteries plugged in before working on stuff. Do not buy that, Justin. It's not going to work. Don't even waste your money. Don't waste your time. It's not going to work. It's going to be taken off of a board that has been rejected by a company, probably because there's a dead CPU. It's going to be warped because these new Intel CPUs, they're really thin, so they can't really withstand the heat of being taken up, put on, then taken off, and put on again. So yeah, it ain't going to work. Don't even try it. If you just want to throw money down the drain, you could mail it to me instead of buying the CPU, and that'll be better. Okay, what's holding in this board now? I feel like something's holding it in, but I can't see what. Is this cable? I'm going to write an essay on the place Apple sends its Macs to be fixed. CSAT solutions. So CSAT solutions. That's where Apple sends their stuff, from what I understand. Okay, so I'm going to pull the board out a little bit, but I'm going to leave the USB-C things plugged in. So what I'm going to do is, with this plugged in, I am going to take the screws out of the USB-C port. Yeah, CSAT Solutions, they're in Texas. Let me get... Where's my... There we go. Oh, my stream got screwed up. Okay, so the titles got mixed up. Oh well. Who cares? I will fix that later. I just wanted to get my point across, but not to use the postal service. So this title of this video should be A1707 sent here for some unknown reason, and if for some reason it's not. But oh well. And now this is saying an error occurred. There we go. I changed the title. We should be good now. Justin C, I bet you haven't taken off a ULV CPU without trashing. Okay, so this side of the board is completely clean, which is the most strangest thing, because this is the opposite side that you're going to spill stuff on. So this side is completely clean, and this side is not, for some unknown reason. Okay. Microscope, camera off. So this is the bad side. Let's have a look. We have liquid under the GPU. We have liquid near the CPU MOSFETs. That doesn't look too bad though. And yeah. So here's how we're going to fix this. So very soon you will have Amtech NC560 LFTF available on tcrscircuit.repair. This is how we're going to fix this board. So watch this. We're going to start adding the very small amount of required flux to fix this board. Just a very, very, very small amount of flux is going to be required to fix this board, and we'll make this board brand new. And now that half my tube is gone, see? Proper amount of flux. See all that? Perfect. So this is how much you need. If you don't, yeah, you need this much. That way you could buy more. So the fume extractor is on. I don't care how much I use, I have more coming. Wanted to kind of get this at temperature, and now I'll go in with higher airflow and thoroughly clean the board. And most of this is ending up on my bench and in the air, but who cares? We don't have fire suppression here. Check this out. Check out my office right now. See all the smoke? Perfectly healthy to breathe. Whoa, there's a lot of smoke in here now. That's not good. See, that would be a bad time for someone to walk in, because then, they're going to probably report me. Because, you know, all that smoke is perfectly acceptable to the state of California Department of who knows what. Okay, now let's see if the board works. Who thinks it'll work? Because I surely don't. So here's our USB-C ports. Those look perfectly clean. Yeah, 100%. A+++ quality. Let's clean these. One capacitor moved. Yeah, it's probably fine. We don't need capacitors. Who needs capacitors? Capacitors. We don't need any of those things. Those are optional. Capacitors are optional. Alright, we're plugging it in. Gonna plug it in right now. Is it gonna explode in my face? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Okay, nothing. What do we get on DC in? 2.56 volts? That's not right. Why? Why 2.56 volts? You failed me, CD3215. Bad CD3215. Okay, we have a short here. So there's a short here. So we're going to start taking stuff off in this area that has a short in it. And yeah, the cap does not even need to really be there. So goodbye, 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 goodbye. All gone. See if our short is gone. We still have a short. Why do we have a short? Sad. Why must board be shorted? Why can't board be healthy for once? Can never have a healthy board show up here. And our short is gone. It was the CD3215. But look at all this junk. Do we really want to leave any of this here? Do we really want to leave any of this here? Go away. Go away. Go away. I'm using 430, Alan. That's interesting. It's the person that used to rent the store like 3 units down. Their store got leased to somebody else, and now I saw their car pull up. Maybe they'll start fighting or something else entertaining. The 861 only goes up to 120 airflow, and if you use more than 120, you're crazy. Okay, now everybody now is gonna watch me reball a CD3215. So you guys have seen how I reball SMCs, and maybe one CD3215. Now you guys are gonna see this again, and that's not good right here. What are you for? Am I gonna have to run a wire? This is turning into an easy job. Yes, easy. Paul easy. This is the Paul level of easy. When you get an internal short in the board and we have to dig it out like this. And speaking of Paul, the other Paul. Okay, now it works. It didn't work a minute ago and it wanted to close by itself. So this is an 820. 820 what? Are you a 0140? Are you a 00281? Where are you, little board number? You gotta be here somewhere. So if you cannot find the board number initially, your next step of action, and this is the trusted action of many audio cutting in and out. Yeah, I don't know why. That's typical. I think it's my cable. I thought I fixed that, but I guess not. So, hopefully it's not too bad, but if it's like it was the other day, you know what? I'll just do this. I have to figure. I think there's an issue with the receiver, honestly. I asked Lewis, and he thought it was a CPU usage issue. But I brought my 16 core from home, and that didn't make any difference. So I figured it wasn't a CPU usage issue. So give me 1 second here. See, I'm gonna switch to this mic right now. And then later in the chat, everyone's gonna complain about this one too because it sounds muddy. But at least it sounds muddy and it doesn't cut out like this. So let's switch over real quick, turn this receiver on. Properties. Okay. Let me adjust my gain so it's not making everybody deaf. Okay, hopefully now that won't make everybody lose their hearing. Maybe a little bit. So this is my old mic. And I forgot what I was going to do. Oh yeah, board number. Okay, so what I was back to on the board number. If you can't find a board number on a board, what you should do, and this is the trusted action of... Oh, there's a lot of noise. Okay. Okay, we're back with the old one. No, you're fine, Sarah. If the audio is bad, I kind of want to deal with it, but we'll use this one. So back to what I was saying. If you can't find the board number on the board, you should follow the trusted action of thousands of please bros all over the world, and that action would be to post on Facebook, "Hi bro, where I find board number." That's how you find board number on a MacBook. I can hear a zoom sound. Do you hear the fume extractor? See? Look. That's what you hear. At least I think. Let me see. Let me listen to it. Yeah, that's just the fume extractor. Okay, so what was I saying? Let's see what this pad does, because this... The fume extractor, it's... Yeah, it's... okay, here, if I shut off the fume extractor... See, now it's gone. I kind of have to have that, though. You saw all the solder fumes. Okay, so this is an 820000281. And I am going to open that file. And of course, that is going to be PPDC and G3 hot, and that is burned. So we have our PPDC and G3 hot trace right here, which is burned. And this, actually, does this go to several? No, it doesn't. So what we're going to have to do is run a wire under this chip. Let's make sure this isn't shorted, because I don't want to make it shorted worse than it is by digging into the board. And it's not. That was loud. What the heck was that? Okay, close that. Okay, I noticed my viewership dropped a bunch, so hopefully that's not because the sound just went completely terrible. But we'll see. So this is going to be PPDC and G3 hot. I'm going to leave that as it is. I don't want to really hurt that as it's coming through via in the board. I'm going to wick this up, and why the heck is my phone making that noise? And so I have to run a wire to this pad after I finish wicking it, so fume extractor is going back on. And I'm going to have to reball a CD3215, which is kind of fun. Not really. It's not just fun to watch, it's extremely fun to reball an SMC. Who doesn't like reballing an SMC? So I could dig deeper into that, and yeah, you see how that burned? It kind of burned it kind of shorted, but it burned itself out. So we don't want to um, we don't really want to damage that more by digging, so what we're gonna do is get a little tiny bit of UV coating. What is the part number on Flexboard View? It's a 00281 or 001410, and one of those you don't have a schematic for, but it's one of the two. They're kind of similar. So I'm just gonna get a really small amount of this stuff in here, just like that. So it's a 281. Yeah, it's close enough to a 281. And now we're gonna make everybody blind. So this, check this out. So, ow, it reflected and got me in the eye. Cannot remember anything that happened in the stream, and I can make sure that nobody remembers what happened in the stream by doing that. That's good enough right now. We're going to heat it, so we're good. But we have to take a little wire now. So now I have to find PPDCN over here. Where is it? Where's PPDCN G3 hot? And that's going to come from Q3200, which is also looks pretty bad. So my guess this has failed too. This is probably bad. And that's probably why that tray's burned up like that. So we're going to have to replace this too. If I have that, I may have to order that. Most of the stuff that I have to order I can usually get next day. Otherwise, I could steal that from that cap that looks terrible. So let me get rid of this cap. Yeah, that was no good. I'm gonna desolder this. Let me get rid of the port so I don't hurt the port. You order from Rossmann Group. The transistor, no, that's gonna come from a electronics component supplier. Either Mauser or Arrow. I like Arrow because I can get those overnight for free. And the darn screw is stripped again. This laptop was serviced prior, so that's probably how this happened. So we have to start it with the wire cutters. There we go again with Apple's quality. Making their screws out of pot metal. Let's see if I can kind of jam my T5 in here. Gotta move it because I have to come in at an angle with pressure. Nope. That is the second screw on this machine that has done this. Gonna put a little heat on this. Why does one keep twisting if the screwdriver is the wrong one? That beats me because that happens, but on these new machines, even if you use the right screwdriver, it will still happen. So if you use the right screwdriver, it's still going to strip like that. I heated it up because there was probably some flux to the threads, and that if the flux is dried, then okay. Option 2, we have to get the screw out. So I will show you guys how you take the screw out if other options aren't working. So where's my Dremel? Need the Dremel with a little cutoff wheel. I could probably get that out if I tried more, but this is funner. And quicker. But yeah, the new screws are terrible like that. You could use the right screwdriver and it's still going to happen. What happens during the live chat stays during live? Good question. And if I can't find safety glasses in like 2 seconds, I will not use them. And time is just about up. So who cares? And now we should be able to get that out with ease. Gross. It's mainly just flux, I guess, so that's okay. Okay, this is probably fine. So this board is just falling apart from just about everywhere. Never mind. That is probably trash. Where's my keyboard? I hate having a wireless keyboard, but I also hate a wired keyboard. But a wireless keyboard is slightly less annoying than a wired keyboard. Alright, you know what? Let's reball the CD3215 first. So now you guys get to see the fun part of watching me pull my hair out over reballing a BGA chip. Because we all know how excellent I am at BGA rework. I guess I just throw these little components on the floor. Seems like a good place for them. Donor board with CD3215 on it. Here we go. Need a nice fresh CD3215. I'm replacing that, Brian. You cannot trust that. That's why I'm taking it from a donor board. Is CD3215 U3200? I think so. Let me look right now. Yes, that is U3200. And I forgot which way it goes. I think this way. I think it goes this way. But that's, yeah, we'll worry about that later. Here's our chip. Right here. And is this delaminated? It's not. This flux reminds me a lot of what Amtech was 2 years ago. My fume extractor. Not yet, Brian. I haven't even gotten that in, and it's probably not going to be live for a little bit because I kind of have to have a permit to sell that here. But I mean, theoretically, not saying that you suggest this, but if you emailed me your address and then somehow sent $25 to service@tcrscircuit.repair PayPal. Not saying you should do this, but if you just accidentally sent $25 plus $4 for shipping to service@tcrscircuit.repair and then emailed me your address. I'm not saying you should suggest that because that would probably be terrible. But if you did that, there may or may not be flux that would arrive at your door in like 5 days after I get the flux in on Thursday. So yeah, $25 plus $4 of shipping. If that somehow appeared in the PayPal balance of service@tcrscircuit.repair, which would be terrible to do because California and their permits and stuff, and you wouldn't want to pay me for that flux before I get that. But I mean, theoretically, if that happened, I mean, flux may or may not show up in a few days. No, those pads are not ripped. They just have a little layer of oxidation on that. I want to clean away the old stuff so I can fix that. Just gonna add just a hair of flux, and then with the iron, should be able to get them. Like that. Now we'll trim our wick. No, this isn't Kester. This is some Japanese stuff from 1990. That solder is older than me. I haven't really used Kester much, so I can't say. Solder, I mean, I don't really care what it is. It's mainly in the flux. No, there's no MacBook that's older than me. There's definitely no MacBook that's older than me. I'm not 5 years old. Or 7 years old. Wait, I don't even know. I barely even know about Apple products. Maybe there is. That looks delaminated to me. I can't tell. Is that delaminated? If that's delaminated, that is so trash. It is delaminated. Lovely. We'll try it anyway. No, that looks too screwed. Is it? Is this too screwed to... No, maybe not. I think it's okay. It looks like it, but it's actually not too bad. It's a illusion. Yeah, 'cause see, a little delamination, they work, but I don't think it's actually delaminated. That looks pretty darn good to me. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We will see. At RecTech, I'm older than 14 years, so I don't think we have to worry about that. What was I doing 14 years ago? So here's a story I heard when I was like 4 years old. I had a power drill, and I would take the screws out of the legs of the chairs. So yeah, that's self-explanatory. So that's what I was doing when I was 4 years old. I mean, 14 years ago, is taking the screws out of the chairs, so if someone sat in it, it would fall down. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I was silly. Iron temp, please. You need to figure a temperature that works best for you. But I use anywhere from 540 to 840. But yeah, I've been pretty much taking stuff apart since I've been born. But yeah, that's just hilarious of what I used to do. Oh, there's still junk in this stencil. Yeah, switching sugar with salt. That's pretty funny too. I'd probably be pretty mad if someone did that to me. So hot enough to melt the solder and not the board itself is a good rule of thumb. Yeah. I mean, I use up to 840 Fahrenheit, so I don't know what that is in Celsius. So the highest temp I use is going to be 840, so 840 F in C is going to be 450 Celsius, so that's the max I use. Okay, now, I don't really want to tape this to the stencil because I'm lazy, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and hold this. No, it's not going to stick. So there's something called the floating stencil method. Where if you align it and keep the stencil from moving. Here's an idea. Let me put a little flux. I want to try this. So I did another SMC yesterday with this method, and it turned out beautifully. So I'm going to put a little bit of flux. I just disassembled everything I could. My parents were angry with me. I was the same way, trust me. The chairs was, yeah, I also did the lock. So yeah, I've had the same thing. I've done the lock, the chairs, pretty much anything. So if I put a little bit of flux down here and align it, I think we'll be good. To use a Hacker station, yes. It's a FX951. Now here's the tricky part, is keeping this from moving. So we cannot let the stencil move one bit because it's not being held down by anything. So I'm going to try and push down right here. No, come back. Okay, let's see how many attempts it takes me on this thing. Favorite tip? I don't know. I kind of like the BC2 or the JSO2. One of the two. I have a feeling this is not going to turn out well. I have a feeling this is going to turn out like your typical TCRS circuit reballed BGA chipset. Riptech, you don't. Watch. Watch how perfect this turns out. Actually not. It's not going to turn out perfect. It's going to be awful. Let's vote in chat. How is this going to turn out? Awful or perfect? Awful or perfect? Here we go. Moment of truth. Why not making a holder for your stencil? Because that takes time. And I don't want to waste time. Why waste time when you could do it quicker? Let's let this cool. The moment of truth is it going to be awful? Sad. This is like a PowerBook Medic quality reball. This is... There's no balls here. I'm turning into PowerBook Medic. That's sad. You know the sticky clay stuff you use instead of thumbtack to hold papers on the wall? I guess that could work. I may have to try that. But now I have to tape this thing. and that's sad. Sarah, what time is it in Sweden? It's like 5 a.m. or something? 3 a.m. and you're watching someone that really doesn't know what they're doing fix motherboards. If I wasn't 10 miles from home, I would be here every night at 3 a.m., I'm sure. The only thing that keeps me from staying here until 3 a.m. is the fact I have to drive, it's like 12 miles, I think, and I don't want to crash into a pole, so I'd rather not stay here until then. But if I lived closer to the shop, I'd probably be fixing stuff until 3 a.m. too. If I still had my home office, if I still had my home office, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that would probably be bad. If I still had my home office and I was as busy as I am now, I'd probably never leave the office. Don't move closer, but I want to move closer. There's apartments literally right across the street, and I want to try and get one of those. And that way I'm, like, walking distance. So if I can't sleep, I'll come fix boards. And if I want to go to sleep, I go across the street. Steve, yeah, this is not Tim. It's not. This is an L, not Tim. That is good advice, though, not to take work home. I honestly, the reason why I got an office to begin with is I was fed up with not being able to get away from board repair. But then so having an office, I missed working until 2 a.m. Who's calling after opening? Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, do you guys do the MacBooks over there?
Yes we do. That's pretty much all we do, actually.
Excellent, excellent. I have an iMac that I want to put a SSD in.
Okay, what model is it?
I don't have the model. All I know is like a smaller, slim version one.
It's the 21-inch, right?
Yeah, it's a smaller one, not the huge Retina one. It's a
Okay.
more cheaper one, I
Ab-
guess.
about how old is it? Is it like 2012 or
Oh,
newer?
is it? Yeah, exactly. It's a 2012 Slim version.
What size SSD would you like? Most people will go for the 1 terabyte.
I already bought honestly, it's like a throwaway computer. I
Okay.
just wanted to get like the last bit of it on.
Okay.
I got a tiny SanDisk that I picked up from Price that's like 100 gigabytes.
Okay.
I was just hoping I could get somebody to
Sure.
pop it in there.
Sure. That would be 200.
Is that just for to do that work, or is that
Yeah,
for
for the
all the
installation.
bugs and everything?
Just for the installation. Those are a real pain to open. The screen is basically glued together. It's a pain to open. So yeah, we generally charge. If you were to get the SSD, the SSD's like the 1 terabytes they're about 100, around 100, and we charge 200 to install it on those.
Okay. That's a little bit more than the actual computer's worth.
Okay.
I think I'll just keep it the way it is.
Okay.
Appreciate it though.
Very
Thank you.
well. Thank you very much.
All right, bye.
And that is your typical person that expects stuff for me to say $50. Because I'm not the $50 guy that's going to screw up your LCD. I kind of screwed up and and hung up before he was done talking, but oh well. A 2012 is worth more than $200. I should probably lock my door before someone creepy comes. That happens sometimes, especially if you're doing streams. Yeah, let's lock the door. At least if you lock the door, you can kind of know a little bit of who's coming in before, you know. Because, yeah, sometimes you'll get creepy people that come to your door. Lewis is live with a parrot. I gotta see the parrot. There is a parrot. And it's over? Honestly, I don't know about a pet parrot. I think that would get annoying. That thing probably makes a lot of noise. I kind of think a parrot would make a lot of noise. Yes, he is pretty far away from New York, Rick Tech. Maybe he'll stop by here. That would be pretty cool if he stopped by here. They make a lot of noise and poop a lot. That sounds like more work. I don't get why people when see that guy that called said he bought 120 gigabyte SSD, right? And here's what he's expecting me to say. It's going to be either 30 to 50 bucks for me to fix it. Now, what he's going to do is go call another shop around here that is going to charge him or $20. So it's going to be probably $20 to install that. But what's going to happen is they're probably going to ruin that. And then he's going to come back here and say, "Hey, this place ruined it. Can you fix it?" And now it's not $200. Now it's like 400 because somebody destroyed it. So yeah, I would rather stop those people before they get in here because they tend to be a nightmare. You know, have people sometimes that think I'm going to look at their data. It's like, trust me, just take it. I don't want to look at your data. Trust me. That's the last thing I want to see is your data, you know. I don't get the logic. I don't get why people think I'm interested in their data. Like I don't care. What do you have on there that I would care about? Hi Sonia. Whoa. Did I just screw this up again? No, I didn't. I could save it. I could save it. Look. Look how nice that is. Yeah, I never get that mentality that they think I'm interested in their data. It's like, no, I don't care. I could care less what you have on your computer. It's none of my business. And you can whatever. We have one ball right here. I may be a little bit high priced on I may be a little bit high priced on some repairs, but you know what? Who cares? People still pay me for it. The parrot is live again. Again? People calling? Hey, how can I help you? Okay, that was a troll. Yeah, you know what? What am I doing? It's after closing time. Yeah, ring her off. Ring her off. Yeah, someone called and hung up the phone. Clearly a troll. Not yet, Sonia. Thursday. I saw an advertisement for MacBook repairs but called and I don't get that mentality. People do it all the time. Do you fix MacBooks? Or they walk in, have you ever when I'm taking the bottom cover off their computer, have you ever done an Apple before? No. Like there's not like 3 on the bench visible right now. But yeah, I don't get that when they see the website MacBook repaired, literally nothing else. And you know something else is that I'll get is someone will call and say, "Well, my printer is messed up." It's like, well, why do you call me? I don't work on printers, you know. Uh, There's two types. There's the type that will ask if you do something, then they will get angry. Then there's another type that will get angry if you call if they call and you tell them you don't do something that's not listed on any of your services, like printer repair. It's like, I don't work on printers. I have no idea why your $40 printer is not working right, and even if I did, the price I'm going to tell you to fix your $40 printer. What? No, 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 no. Where'd you go? Oh well. It's like if, okay, let's say I call the fire department and say, hey, do you put out fires? You know, it's the same mentality. I should do that. Start calling places. Hey, do you call the hospital? Hey, do you fix people? Okay, I think I took away a few too many. I suck at this. Alright, I'm done with gloves. I hate gloves. But yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll start calling places and say, hey, do you call the fire department and ask, do you put out fires? Or call the hospital and say, hey, do you fix people? I just don't get that mentality. It's like, do you see the website has nothing but MacBook repair? Everywhere. Literally every page of the website says MacBook repair. Do you fix MacBooks? No, I fix jet engines. I fix aircraft here, not MacBooks. Never fixed a MacBook in my life. This is a aircraft repair shop that just so happens to have a website that says MacBook repair. Yeah, actually, because this area is really big in aerospace, because like a mile from my shop, there is Lockheed, there's Northrop, there's NASA, and there's Boeing. So there's a bunch of companies right down the street. Lewis is trying to subvert the... Okay, I gotta see this. I'm gonna watch the stream right now while I work on this board. This is too big. Do I have any smaller than 0.30? 0.20. We'll try these. Two humans are trying to subvert a bird to capitalism. Birds are capitalists, though. No, it's stuck to the flux. Go away. And I suck at this. I just combined a bunch more into one right here, I think. Or did I? We'll leave it for now. Yeah, I expect that the Macs will kind of screw them up in the future, but a lot of it's due to the media, because the Max is really not an unsafe airframe, but the media portrays it as some death trap, and it's really, really not. No, yes, it had an issue. Yes, the issue resulted in crashes. Now, this is similar to what happened with the 737-200 that had the rudder reversal issues. But the media makes it sound like the aircraft is just a complete death trap, and it's really, really not. It's, I would have no problem getting on a 737 Max, even before the software fix. Wouldn't have an issue with that. I have the bird stream on in the background. Solder balls. The bird is flying around in the room. That's interesting. Yeah, I hope that they do recover from the Max deal, though. I'm pretty sure they will. It just kind of sucks that the aircraft has a really bad name now when it really shouldn't. Okay. Do we have any more that we missed? Can't tell because there's flux on it. This kind of looks like a PowerBook Medic free ball. Someone just donated $100 to Lewis. Okay, do we have all the balls on here? Looks like we do, except for one big one. And that's gonna be... Will that cause issues? I don't think so. One's a little bit small, but all that should be okay. I think all of that should be just fine. So I'm gonna put you over here. I really don't want to fix the rest of that board, because now it needs a bunch of stuff, and I don't really want to do any of that stuff. That's sad. I don't have a replacement to do this stuff unless someone wants to be my replacement. I have to clean my work area a little bit. What's even sadder is the amount of work I have to do before I can leave here. Isn't it normal to have one ball slightly smaller than the other? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We'll see if it works. But now I have to run a wire. Running wires is terrible and sad, and I don't want to run a wire, but I have to run a wire because if I don't run a wire, I don't get paid. Is Lewis gonna make the bird angry? Is Lewis gonna put the bird outside? I don't think you'll get that bird back if it goes outside. It's gonna fly away. I'm gonna use a little jumper like this just temporarily. And then I'll run another wire to this one. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of flux right here. And after I put this chip on, I will I think I'm gonna end the stream and I get out of here because I'm tired. Well, not get out of here, but stop streaming because I'm getting a little bit tired of streaming. Wire is placed. No, go back. Bad wire. Comply. There we go. So yes, I know I still have a lot of work to be done on this board, but this board just came in like today and I need to get stuff that's been here for like a week. What happened? Okay, now which... Does the chip go on this way? Yes. We're gonna put you into place. Come on, no, no, no. Be a good little USB mux. That looks about right. Now we'll heat, and if it's a good USB mux, it'll go into place normally. And then I'll continue on this board tomorrow because this board is a project. This would be a board that would be going to the assistant. Because I don't want to do this. Okay, you in place. That is soldered. And our nice little wire sticking out from under here, and I just moved it as it was still... Darn it, I just screwed up. More flux, we have to reflow it one more time because some moron touched the chip when the solder was still liquid. How much resin is it? Resin is no resin, but a lot of rosin. There we go. And now we'll wait for it to cool, but now we have a nice little wire sticking out of here. And this little wire is going to go to our DC in. which is right over here. So let me clean up this side over here. So we're gonna wick this away. And yeah, this is gonna need a lot of rebuilding just to get this to work. So I'm gonna have to put resistors and capacitors all around here. But in the meantime, I want to get away from this board because this has just came in like, you know, not long ago, and I need to work on some of the stuff that's been sitting. And Sarah, you need to go to bed because the sun is rising and you probably have to go to work tomorrow. So I am going to, I think, go. I have to go grab some SSDs down the street. And then I'll come. I have to finish stuff like data recoveries and everything else that I should be doing right now. So thank you guys for watching, and I will be streaming probably tomorrow. Now tomorrow, I may be streaming on Lewis's channel. We'll see how it goes. So I will see you then. So thank you for watching.